And we're live. Okay, so what is everybody doing today? I'm gonna start building some more BS3's here in a few minutes. Excuse me. So I am going to hop over here. Check this out. Hopefully the audio's okay. Looking at my. Well, that looks okay. All right. I've got a couple different views here. So, for instance, if I pop down, kind of the wide angle here. I can also flip it around so that it's kind of the other way around. So let me know what you guys like. But yeah, anyways, last week I was designing a proto board for the BS3, and I have that off a JLC PCB being made right now. This is just a cutout of like what it'll more or less look like. If I can get it in frame here. And the idea would be is that there'll be female headers on here, or you can just solder it directly to the board if you want, but you can put in your BS3. And then on this side is put a pegboard. We'll have to see how this works because I'm gonna 3D print. You know, you can basically 3D print different little brackets that can fit in here to hold different things. So if you wanted to put a, display over here, put some 3D brackets to hold it in place. And then if you wanted to put like sensor over here for some reason, for whatever reason. So yeah, that's kind of the rough idea of it. And then you can obviously just mount this whole thing wherever you want. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully those will be here next week or thereabout. Still waiting on the pick and place machine. It's not here yet, but hopefully it'll ship early next week, and then I'll yeah, get that and start playing around with that sucker. Okay, so yeah, see if I can try and get this in frame as best I can. Something like that. Go ahead and start assembling some more boards. Finally got my extra shipment of BS3 boards. This is just half of them. I ordered 500 of them. One of the downsides, like when I first ordered them, some of the orders were coming in like on the wait list, and it was only like maybe 100 or so, and I was like, okay, I can hand assemble those, no problem. So I just bought, a bunch of individual boards, like this. But the pick and place machine, it should still work with these, but it just sucks. I'm gonna have to, at least for this batch, hand load each individual one. Whereas with a panel, a panel has a whole bunch of them on one PCB, and then it can do all of the boards in one go. So, okay, I've got that. Had the solder paste in my pocket for the last half an hour trying to get it warmed up a little bit. And that's kind of what it looks like. Mix it up a little bit. All right. Try and get this it's a little smoother. Alright. So yeah, until the pick and place shows up, I'm still doing these by hand because I still want to get as many made as I can as quickly as possible. So I close it up all the way. Make sure we get this kind of lined up right. Okay. All right. Hopefully, yeah. So hopefully my head doesn't get in the way. And it's just this. I'm doing a whole bunch of this. Wind up. Pace could definitely be a little bit smooth or flow a little better, but work with what I got. I usually do like 3 at a time because that's what I can fit on my little turntable here. Okay. That. Put the excess back in. Move that. Let's try and get this in the frame. Hard to tell if that's focused very well. Something like that. Okay. This is always a little bit harder when I'm streaming because I have to push this thing farther that way so it's underneath the camera, which means I have to lean farther over to try and see what I'm doing, but it's not too bad. Okay. That. And let's start putting some components on here. All right. Okay. You don't have to be super perfect because they'll reflows. They'll kind of find their center of their pads generally. Okay. Yeah. Very excited to get the pick and place machine. I really hope it works well for what I'm doing here. Be a real bummer if it doesn't. Open this up. These just okay. Doing the capacitors isn't too bad doing by hand. The resistors are always kind of a pain in the butt because you have to flip them over if they're upside down, and that could be a little time consuming. And they're just small and finicky. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Yep, I just lost it. So. Try. Let's see here. Okay, got those. I need 100K. Need 6 of these total. Oops. I should get more off a reel. Get a little low there. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let's find some voltage regulators that are upside right. Oops. Okay. That one, and are these all upside down? Almost all of them are. Okay, and we got our Schottky diodes here. These are probably my least favorite thing to, because they're almost always upside down. You have to put them on a even though they only have 2 leads, you have to put them on a specific way. And you can almost never see the line to know which way it needs to go. It goes like that. I made the pads for on this revision. I made the pads for these a little bit bigger because they were kind of small, and if I didn't have them on there, have the Schottky diode on there just right, it wouldn't make a connection, and then the board wouldn't power on. So it's kind of annoying to have to rework. Not all the time, but every once in a while I'd have one where it wasn't sitting perfectly on the pad. So hopefully this helps alleviate that a little bit. And I could probably still make them a little bit bigger, to be honest with you. Let's see here. Okay, trying to get these on there. Okay. Our MOSFETs. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I didn't put the 10 microfarad capacitors on this one. Those are kind of important. Okay. Okay. Got that. Make sure we're not dropping any frames. Oh, looking so far. Okay. $60. Okay. Come on, flip over. There we go. Okay. And we can put on our these USB-C as well. Like, it's amazing how many of these components want to be upside down. This USB-C in particular, I could dump 100 of them out on the table. Like 90 of them would be upside down. Must just be the way the gravity works, but Which, I mean, I suppose makes sense because they have little legs on the bottom of them, but. Okay. That. JST connector on there. Okay. Okay. Get some buttons. Like I don't know if you can see that, but all of those buttons are upside down. This is the kind of stuff you have to deal with when your hand placing them. And hopefully with the pick and place, they're always upside right. Almost got these 3 done. Try to get that a little straighter. Ah! Okay. Okay. All right, now, oh yeah, we need the RGB LEDs. Those are kind of important. And I'm gonna have to get more off the reel soon, or out of the. I don't have these on a reel, but yeah, 2 more there. And let's see here. That. Okay. Okay. Now I need some 32s here. Trim this back a little bit. Okay. And these are all backwards. Okay. Hopefully hopefully my head's not in the way, but to be able to see exactly where I'm putting these. Okay. Okay. I'll give a quick little once over here and make sure everything looks like I didn't forget anything. Okay. All right. Now, carefully try and pick these up without dropping anything, which I have done. And put them in the reflow oven. Free flowing. Just start the process over again. I don't know how exciting this is to watch, but doing this by myself regardless, so might as well stream it, I suppose. Let's see if I can. Paste out again. And try and get it flowing. Hey, what's up, Dr. Nick? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes nobody stops in live, but it's fine. Appreciate you stopping by and saying hi. It's one of those things where, like, you know, I could stream and nobody would watch, and that's fine, but just doing this by myself anyway, so. How are you doing today? Okay. Okay. That away. Not here recently. I haven't. No. 6 months to a year ago. Yeah, there was pretty brutal on a lot of stuff. You couldn't find stuff. I literally just got a big order of components in last week that because I put up the S3 for sale, and I don't know how close you've been following any of it, but I made like just a small run of them because I didn't know how popular they'd be, if at all. Then they sold out almost instantly, and then now the wait list is up to like 800. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna need a lot more components, and so I ordered a massive. These are all ESP32s now. I got them, no problem. That one. Then I got a bunch of other components in. So I have all the components, and I just got my big batch of PCBs in yesterday. So now I can start making a bunch of them. I also have ordered a pick and place machine. That's not here yet, but it's coming. So hopefully that'll make the process a lot faster, because right now I'm doing this by hand, and it's not the fastest process in the world, that's for sure. But kind of get into a little bit of a rhythm. You can, I mean, not, it's not like I'm not world beating anything, but you know, paste job on that one's not that great. That's close enough though. Yeah, 800 by hand would be pretty nuts. That's why I was like, all right, I think it's time to invest in a pick and place. I just got a small one that it's a Neoden YY1. I gotta open up the refill real quick. Ugh. And so, yeah, doing these by hand, you know, if I'm not distracted and I'm just like, you know, really in a groove, I can get maybe 12 to 15 of them done in an hour. Which, you know, if you do the math on that, I'd be doing this all day, every day to hit 800. But with a pick and place, hopefully it'll go a lot faster. some of the rough math I've done on it is like hopefully I can get like 50 boards an hour out of that thing. Hopefully, I mean we'll have to see, but if that's the case, that's something you can knock out a 400 on a week, on a Saturday kind of a thing. Yeah. It's just telling me that it's done. So yeah. Get through and trying to make as many of these as I can before that thing shows up. I was hoping it would ship last week, but it didn't. And then this week is apparently Chinese national holiday, so most people are off work. Which I mean that's fine. Enjoy your holiday. Just means I have to wait an extra week for picking place to ship. It is what it is. Not much you can do about it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's okay. Got those. Need 6 100K. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And so yeah. Trying to remember to keep this thing in frame. Mm. Yeah, I was just thinking, so there's 19 components on a board. And if I was to hand place 800 boards, how many components would that be? Can't do that math off the top of my head, but it's a lot. 800 times. Yeah, if I was to hand place 800 boards, it would be 15,200 components. Like doing this 15,000 times. That would be a lot. Most of these components are 0603. The vast majority of them are. I don't have anything smaller, and I mean, voltage regulator is probably a bit bigger, but that doesn't go by that size factor. Take all those, like so. Yeah, 15,000 components by hand would be a undertaking, I think. Though I have made a lot of boards by hand, so I mean, maybe over the course of doing this for a while, I've done hand place that many components, but not in a bigger run by itself. Okay. my V-Motion S3, which isn't out yet, but it's kind of a crowd supply campaign. It has 42 components on it. So if I was to have a CM make these, I wouldn't be able to sell these for what I'm making them for. Let me put it that way. So I've wanted a pick and place for a long time. Yeah. So just get a good excuse to finally buy one. And I have other products like besides these that I'm making. Like I just mentioned, my BS3, which has 42 components on it. Let me see if I got one over here. This is, don't mind the X, that's just so I know not to ship this one. This is my one I use for testing. But yeah, it's got a PIR motion sensor built onto it. But yeah, this one's got 42 components, so like that take even longer to hand assemble. So yeah, it just made sense to finally get a pick and place. Where was I at here? Okay, got all the resistors. Okay, got all that stuff done. And like the pick and place I got is, I mean, it was probably the cheapest one I could find that looked like it was from a reputable company and, you know, not some complete garbage. Neodin, well, they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. They seem to make at least decent pick and place machines. So, you know, I definitely did not spend, you know, $30,000 or $40,000 on a pick and place machine. I'm not to that point yet. Okay. It's flipped around. Oh, come on. That's the other thing with pick and place. You don't have to deal with trying to flip parts over constantly when they're upside down. Let's see here. Let me know if my head gets in the way. I'm trying to keep it out of frame, but I need to be able to see what I'm doing here. Oh, come on. Okay. Flip this over. Go. These little Schottky diodes are the worst. And let's see here. They have a little tiny line on them that tells you which way they go, but I can barely see it unless I look under a microscope. Okay. All those. I think I got 2 more RGB LEDs in here, and I need to get some more out of the strip. Come on, flip over. And let's see here. Some more RGBs. Dump a bunch of that can't talk. Dump a bunch of these out into the container here. Probably good for now. I don't want to dump all of them out just because why did I do that? Should have left that on there. I'd like to put this on the picking place at some point. Come on. Oh my god. Swing me here. Okay. Watch me struggle with the small plastic bag. That's gotta be interesting to watch, I'm sure. Okay. All right. I should dump a bunch of these out. Key. Go. Okay. Yeah, anyways. Everything's going with you, Dr. Nick. Come on. Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, try to make something that was has some good features, really low deep sleep, and was at least somewhat affordable. No, I don't know, I couldn't make it really much any cheaper. Like, I don't know how those factories in China can sell stuff for like $7 or $8 because they have to be doing it at cost. It's kind of crazy. But and I wanted to support it like really well. So I have support for Arduino and MicroPython and CircuitPython. And then that's just a start. Maybe things go on and people are wanting to use it in other ways, like with Rainmaker, or that's kind of the crazy thing about ESP30 or espresso chips, ESP32s, is that there's like, good job, just throw it at it. There's a myriad of ways you can use them. Like different part, it's ESP Home, it's ESP Now, there's Rainmaker, Arduino, MicroPython, CircuitPython, ESP IDF. There's probably others too, I'm sure, but trying to support all those out of the gate would have been a massive undertaking, so just try to stick to the most popular ones to start at least. Go from there. Okay. Yeah, you really can't compete with them. Where I can compete with them though is on support, and um, you know, like I bought lots of stuff from China, and sometimes you get right, those cheap ESP32 boards, and sometimes they work great. I've had them show up before and they don't work, and then good luck getting a replacement or any kind of that support, or there's no libraries for them or anything like that. So I wanted to supply all of that stuff. Okay, put these in. Make sure I got everything on there. Okay, put these in the reflow and grab the other ones I just did earlier. Okay. We'll look them over here in a second. Make sure they reflow properly. There's always a nerve-wracking part is trying to pick these up without knocking parts off of them, which I have done. I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the stream, Nick, but this is just like an outline of a proto board I'm building for the BS3. And you get it in frame. It's like a breakout board basically, but it'll have female headers that you can put on it, so you can put your ESP32 on it for easy. Like if you had a project in mind and you don't want to, usually people will put them in breadboards and they have wires going everywhere. But with this, you can do all sorts of stuff. And on this side, I've designed a little pegboard that you can 3D print little brackets to hold stuff. So if you wanted to, put a display on one, you could put 3D print brackets to hold it in place. And then I've got breakout pins over here. So I can't ship to Europe through Tindie because Tindie does not handle VAT. And in years past you used to be able to, but the UK and EU have changed their requirements in the last couple of years to where you have to collect VAT at time of purchase. Saying that though, there's a new store called Electrons that does handle VAT, so I am able to ship to Europe and the UK through them. So it's been a long time coming because there is a lot of interest from Europe, and so yeah, I have a store on there on Electrons. I'll put a link in the description of this video for anybody that happens to come across this later on. I'll put a link in there real quick just so. Come here real fast. Give me a second to store X copy. Mouse. There it is. There's a wait list on that website as well. So yeah, anyways, talking about the proto board. I have these off being made at GLPCB right now. So yeah, then if you want to use these little breakout boards from like Adafruit or SparkFun, I've got ways to mount those up pretty easily. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Hopefully I'll have to test and see how well it works, but it's pretty straightforward. The biggest thing I think is going to be this pegboard, and maybe I need to make some adjustments on the hole placement or whatever, but should be able to 3D print brackets that will, snap in and hold things in place no matter what you want. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Let me look over these real quick, just see if there's anything that's You have to rework that one. MOSFET's a little offline. Some stuff you can get away with not reworking, but if it looks a little cockeyed, I try and fix it as best I can because I want it at least to look sharp. That looks good. Let's see. Oh, looks good. Okay. Let's get a little bends here going on. And keep track of what's good and what's not. At least for now. Open the do some more. Get this. Be nice to have like a little blender or something that could mix this stuff up real well, but doing it by hand. I don't know if I don't know how familiar you are with like pick and place assembly lines and stuff, but like they have like automatic stencil printing machines where they pour out a bunch of, I don't know exactly how it works, but they have like a massive amount of solder paste that they just smear back and forth. And I'm just thinking like how expensive is that solder paste, because like these little tubs are, I think this, I got this a little while ago. I feel like this was like $80 or something like that. Not cheap. So I'm like, if you have like a massive, thing of it spread out on this massive machine, like I can only imagine how much that costs. It was 80 or 60, I can't remember. It was something like that. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. So here. That. Let's see if where the heck did where am I? Hold on 1 second, I lost a window. Lost my YouTube window. I thought for a second maybe I ended the stream, but it's still going. Okay. There we go. Rinse and repeat. Yeah. I'll generally go through and make 20 or 30 of these like this, and then go through and test them all. Ultrasonic clean them. Get packed up and ready to go. But, yeah. Have to wait until I get a bigger batch ready before I put them up for sale. Okay, got all those. Right. Trying to get these. Trying to work as fast as I can, so without being too sloppy. If you get, go too fast and get too sloppy, then you have to rework stuff, and that kind of defeats the purpose. Okay. 100K. Need 6 of these again. Just flipped over. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. And see, I forgot one there. I forgot one. Let's see. And I forgot one there too. Did the ones at the bottom. Forgot to do the one up here. Okay. Those. Okay. Good job. And 160. These the last capacitor, last resistor and this resistor are part of the voltage divider, so that we can monitor how much battery voltage our LiPo battery has for battery powered projects and stuff, so you can get a rough idea of how much juice you got left in your battery. Okay, put those. Come on, Paul. Okay, and need my favorite chunky diodes. Wow, shockingly, those are all standing up on the right side, not upside down. And sometimes the line, you can see it okay, but other times they're really faint, which is annoying. Okay. And let's see here. And our MOSFETs. Get it the right way around. Those. Now, the RGB LED. Okay. All right, get all those, looks like. Buttons on. Okay. Those. USB-C. Whoops, good job. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. All right. All right. Making progress slowly. Okay. Now, get these on here. These things have like a weird center of gravity. If you don't grab it just right, it'll swing one way or the other. Kind of decent at picking up at the right spot, though. I won't jinx myself, but yeah, kind of off. Okay. Fix that a little bit. Just go through and fix those a tiny bit if there's anything that's... Okay. The other one's off. Put these in the reflow oven. Without dropping it, hopefully. Okay. Those in there. Let's look these over real fast. Just see if there's anything horribly wrong. Looks okay. Still to test them, but looking for anything obvious here that could... Yeah, I'm gonna rework what I did with my rework. There it is. I'll say, what did I do with my rework done? Sometimes the things to rework are really minor, but I personally like to try and straighten them out as best I can if I can catch them. So like, I don't know if I can. The JST connector is just a tiny bit crooked. One of the buttons is just slightly off, but that's something that I can heat up on a hot pad and fix pretty quickly. Okay. That. Let's paste up another one. Okay. That. Just rinse and repeat, basically. Just doing this over and over again. I'm just mixing this paste up to try and get it flowing a little smoother. Basically warm it up. I got up today, I was had this thing in my pocket for a little while trying to warm up the paste. Because otherwise it's hard as a brick. Well, not hard as a brick, but pretty stiff. Okay. Oh, I thought I flipped it over for a second. That would have been a disaster. Okay. Okay. Ugh. Playing all over myself. Okay. And pick it up. All right. And get this put in the center. Open the reflow oven. Oh. Okay. I feel like this whole thing's drifting. That's what it is, I guess. I feel like my whole thing's like shifting farther and farther this way. Like I'll be off the edge of the table, but I think it's just my imagination. Okay. Hopefully the audio has been okay this whole time because I've set it up to where I've got two different mics, one for my actual desk and then one for the top down over here. So hopefully it's been good enough. And it's picking everything up okay. Let's see here. Oh, jeez. Got those on there nice and crooked. Do. Okay. Come on. Trying to grab them with my tweezers. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. That. Let's see. All right. Hopefully this is relaxing to watch. Definitely don't know if I'd say it's like super relaxing to do, but it is kind of a, I don't know how you describe it. Not meditate, not like meditating, but you kind of just get into a headspace where you're just like, just doing this. Not thinking about a whole lot else. Artist brush just, on my back. So it's a lot of leaning over and be like, did I get that in the right spot? Okay, 2 more. Come on. Trying to grab these sometimes. And I just lost it. I don't know where the hell that went. I don't know if it's stuck on the board somewhere. There it is. Okay. Sometimes I snap off the tweezers and then you're like, well, that's gone forever probably. But the worst thing is like you don't want it to be like underneath something that's not supposed to. Like if it landed over here or something, then you try to put up the ESP32 on top of it. Like that would not work very well. Okay. All right. Flip it over. Come on. There we go. Those. And let's do 442. Or 422 rather. This is for the voltage regulator again. Okay. Or a voltage divider rather, not voltage regulator. I misspoke. 160. This is the other half of the voltage divider. Okay. All right. This is the voltage regulator. It takes our input and turns it into 3.3 volts, which the ESP32 likes. And this one. Okay. And RGB LED. All right. Get our Schottky diode again. Again, can't see the dang line on it. There it is.
backwards. If you put this on backwards, then it will not allow power to flow through, which is kind of important. So you have to make sure you get the right way on there. Oh, come on, come on, cooperate, will you? Okay.
Oh, man.
Oops. These are our MOSFETs. This will only allow either the battery or the USB power to power the device and not both at the same time. So, if you have your battery plugged in and powering the device, and then you plug in a USB at the same time, this will shut off power from the battery and power your device from the USB. And if you unplug your USB, it'll, oh, come on. It'll let the battery take over again. Oh, come on, dude. That one's not playing nice. There we go. Okay, I think we got all those on there. Put some buttons on. Okay. Hopefully I don't even know if the focus is right. Yeah, it's probably close I got. Three, four. Okay. All right. Put our JST connector on for the battery. Okay. And okay, got that. Get our USB if I can pick it up. And this one, okay. Come on. On all the way. And ESP32 again. Okay. All right. Okay. And okay. Looks pretty good. Except for that button, looks terrible. Alright. Alright, I got those. Swap out the other ones. Oh, I'm about to drop that. Okay. All right. Yeah, dropping them and knocking things all over the place is the worst, one of the worst feelings. Fine. This one. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's okay. It's even worse when you knock stuff after it's been resoldered or reflowed. I'll show you one of my worst ones. Oh, if I can get it in frame here. I accidentally bumped this. I didn't catch it before it completely cooled. I mean, those are like actually stuck on there. See, that one's not seeing any customers. So I'll just keep that on my wall of shame, basically. So yeah, every once in a while you do that, and it's like, dang it. Let's do 3 more. Some of these are a little dusty for some reason. Like from the factory dusting. I don't know if it's from when they cut them out of their panels or what, but they'll get clean. It's just a little weird. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty good. Checking the paste job on that. Okay. Yep. Scrape this back into the tube, or tub, jar, whatever you want to call it. Actually wipe these off when I get done here, but
open up the reflow oven. All right. I swear this, I feel like I'm going further and further to the right here. Like to try and get everything in the center of the frame there on the camera.
After the stream's over, I might have to readjust the camera so it's a little more to the left, or more my left. All right. It's just letting me know that it's done. If you can hear that, that was a reflow oven. Okay. Right. Okay.
All right.
So as you can imagine, doing this
A lot.
I'm quite excited for a pick and place. I'm really, really hoping that it works well for me. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. All right. And let's see here.
Okay, put those.
Okay. Just getting low on. I'm gonna have to refill this thing here soon. Let's see. 22 anymore. Actually, how many 10K or 100Ks I have? I can't remember how many I bought a long time ago. Those are all. I think those are 5.1. 5.1. Those are his. How many is it? That's 5,000. 100K.
Okay, I got 10,000 of them. I'm good.
Trying to buy all this stuff in bulk at one time because you're paying for freight more than anything, especially these days. And so, what would have really sucked if I was like, oh, almost out of 100K, but I got plenty of them. I mean, luckily, I mean, literally, the actual components themselves are dirt cheap, but you're paying for the freight most of the time. That's where most of the cost is. Okay. That and that. And let's see, 160. Okay. Come on. There we go. $60. All right. Our voltage regulator now. Yep. And RGB LED. Nope, I almost lost it. And it flipped itself over. Okay. All right. Shocky nose again. What's going on? Trying to put a couple of frames, but okay. This one I think I got the right way. Yep. Okay. And this. Okay. Those. Getting there, yeah. And that's go. Okay, all those, got those. Oh, this is that one. Didn't check. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're getting there. All right. So, flip that over. Okay. So it's, yeah, it's down. Couldn't tell if it was down or not. That's all those. And more USB 32s. All right. So how fast do we do those? Pretty fast. That's probably what, 10 minutes maybe? Ah, jeez. Don't drop them, please. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at these real quick. Shocky dial needs rework. Looks good. I think that one's good. Let's see about reworking a couple of these real fast. Frame. Okay. Got a little rework bin. So this one is going to be the Shocky diode. And I don't remember what I did with here it is. Once this thing gets up to temperature, it should only take it a couple seconds to rework these. This one is probably Shocky diode and a button and a connector. Yeah, that's the. So that Shocky diode is really annoying. If I didn't have so many of them already, I'd probably change the design and go to a different one. But hopefully with the pick and place, it'll be a lot more forgiving than by doing it by hand. Okay, let's see here. See if I can do that without burning myself. Okay. That was it on these. And this one was those two. And let it heat up here. It's a pretty thin board, so it doesn't take that long to heat up, thankfully, but okay. It's kind of hard to see while I'm sitting down here. I just want to apologize if my head's in the way. Just want to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. And this one was, yeah, the buttons, JST, a couple of small things here. JST is going to take a little more heat to actually move it because usually they're, nope. Okay. Let's see if we can adjust that a tiny bit. Okay. Fix that button, fix that. Looks good. Clean it a little bit. Yeah, let's see. Boards get really, really hot really fast. There we go. Just gonna straighten this out a little bit. It's probably good enough. Okay. Pick that off. Usually these will, I stick them on like a metal plate, which is not in camera view, but it cools them off pretty fast. Sucks the heat out. Okay. That one, and then we got the ones we just did. Pick them up, move them over here. Put those on hot plate as well, or on the cold plate rather. All right. Look at these and just see if there's anything that looks like it needs reworked. Looks okay. It's okay. Yeah, I think those are all right. Unplug this. And, oh, over here. Tell if it's focused or not. So yeah, anyways, I think that's probably where we're gonna end the stream for today. It's a lot more of the same, just you know, picking up parts and putting them down basically. So thank you for those that have stopped in and watched for a bit.
Hopefully it wasn't too boring. Hopefully I'll have my pick and place. I mean, I'm assuming it ships next week. They said it takes anywhere from like 5 to 7 days to ship. But if it's shipping DHL, they've been pretty fast here lately. Like my boards, for instance, they showed up yesterday, but the original delivery date was supposed to be Monday, so it was like 3 days early. So if it ships DHL, hopefully it gets here pretty quick. But yeah, so whether it shows up next week or the week after, I don't know, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of video content on that. So I try and figure that thing out and get it up and running. So yeah, very excited. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, Nick. Really appreciate you stopping in. Let's see how many I did during the stream. I think I did, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I did 15. 15 in what, probably an hour and a half worth of live stream. So yeah, hopefully the pick and place will be a lot faster. So anyways, all right, I will see you all later. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.